Good morning, everybody, from the Isle of Avalon. And I would like to show you the mists that we often talk about. It is December now, and the mists have descended. And I just love the fact that if I held my phone like this in the summer, you would see the Tor rising majestically. But at the moment, it is all obscured by those legendary mists of Avalon. And as I'm walking the Rhines, so this is one of the Rhines, where the Abbey folk decided that they were going to control the crazy pagan lot that was still living in the reeds among the lake. And so what that would happen is they sent for these Dutch monks, and they would teach them how to cut these Rhines. That's why they're called Rhines, because that's a Dutch word for flow. And they would allow the lake to drain so that they could flush out, so to speak, those right wild pagans and arrive on the Isle of Avalon that they heard so much about but were never allowed to enter. And I can imagine 2,000 years ago, or maybe even 1,000 years ago, because people think that Christianity just took over these parts, but actually it was quite late that this completely came under the power of the church. And so what happened is that people would arrive here on the levels to see the magnificent Isle of Avalon revealed from behind the mists. And they would stand here and go, I don't know where this is. Where is the Tor? I'm told there is a great hill with a church on top, but I see nothing. And it would be right here. And that is what the mists can never be controlled by something or someone. The mists come when they are ready, and they will go when they're ready. And the people would stand here confused, looking for this magical isle. And only the people who knew the isle, only the people who were local to this place, would know exactly that behind this tree, the Tor would rise out of the mist. I love that legend. I love that legend of the vanishing isle, of the vanishing Tor, and of those mists that would veil the magical isle, and that we have to cross those veils in order to see. This is another world. When you stand here, I just stepped out here, and right in front of me a heron rose majestically. Now the heron to us is the messenger of death, and hopefully not my death, but also a guide from the other world. And it tells me to pay attention and look around and see the beauty of the stark, cold day. Here in Avalon, we don't ever see the green vanish. This is why we were called the Summerlands, because it stays green, and we have quite a few birds here. It was the everlasting summer here in Avalon, not necessarily a warm one, but it certainly wasn't anywhere near the cold that some of the pilgrims would have come from. There he is again. Oh, can you see him? Just a little dot, telling me his story. I love the herons. Herons are my favorite birds. And I love their call because it sounds a bit like a dog. But people would come and they would see this beautiful land shrouded in a white veil. And they would be knowing that despite the fact that they can't see the Tor, there is magic in this land. And this land has an electricity beneath it. Where I'm standing now, I can hear the rushing water of the weir, but it has a magic beneath it, an electricity. Such a wonderful experience to be on this land, even in the thickest mud. It's joyful and hopeful. Seeing the trees, some of them still green, some of them without leaves at all, but soon they will return. So we've just passed the nadir of the year, the dark moon of the last month. The next dark moon is actually post-winter solstice, so when the light is returning, and it will be like a dawning from the deepest dark, the dawn will arrive. The light will return. So for me, I just want to savor this peace, this silence, this quiet, this beauty, this stark beauty of the land. So I hope that you're all good, and many blessings to you from the Isle of Avalon, shrouded in mist. But we all know in our heart that if we look through the veil, we can see the great Tor that tells us we have arrived on the isle. Blessed be.